My research is about measuring function in motor neuron disease. Motor neuron disease is a fatal, neurodegenerative, highly progressive condition. And at the moment, we measure the progression in motor neuron disease using questionnaires that simply rate function in arms, in legs, in breathing, and in lots of daily functions from 0 to 4. So it's not a very sensitive way of measuring function. So this project is allowing us to develop, using novel technologies, much more sensitive ways of measuring decline in function in motor neuron disease. This will allow people to be potentially monitored remotely in the future. It will allow us to develop much more sensitive ways of figuring out whether drugs are effective in a clinical trial, and it'll really help in a clinical setting to monitor the progression of the disease and whether somebody is progressing quickly or slowly or potentially even getting better in the future with new drugs. So the key thing really for people with motor neuron disease at the moment is the huge amount of work that's going into identifying a cure or even a treatment that will slow down the condition. And the difficulty at the moment is that it's very difficult to identify whether any of the drugs under development are actually working, because the way that we measure decline is so insensitive. So what this potentially will mean to people with motor neuron disease is that we would be much more able to find a sensitive way of identifying whether drugs under investigation are actually effective or not, which at the end of the day would be the key game changer for people living with motor neuron disease. In a more simple way as well, it will mean that if we can use these kind of novel sensors that have been developed here in Trinity College to monitor people, it'll mean they may have to attend clinics a little bit less often because we can monitor them remotely, and that their assessments will be potentially less arduous and that they won't have to answer such a long list of questions or undergo so many difficult respiratory tests and things like that. So I hope that it'll make things better both from the drug development point of view and from a very practical point of view.